Good evening. We're back with another episode of the Lord of the Rings LCG Progression Series. And tonight's the lore and quest guide for The Long Dark, which is the quest after the Watcher in the Water. And it is the fourth quest of the Dwaro-Delph cycle. So your party is scouting the mines of Moria, searching for signs of orcs. Dark tunnels and twisting passages spread out in all directions. A labyrinthine maze that you could wander in forever if you take the wrong path. So, if you recall, in the last quest, The Watcher in the Water, so far in the quest cycle we've gone from Lorien, located here, with Gondor and Mordor to the southeast and the Shire to the northwest. We went from Lorien, escorting Arwen up through the mountains and then up to Rivendell. Then we were asked by Elrond to investigate Moria for orc activity. So we came through Moria, battled the Watcher in the Water, and now we are into Moria in the Long Dark. And we are searching for evidence of orc activity. Time carries no weight in the darkness, and the hours creep by with no end in sight. The number of orcs in the mines increase as you head toward the East Gate, but there appears to be little real organization within their ranks. You press onward, so we're heading from east to west, which means we will come out roughly there. Moria, east. This is the path that the Fellowship took in the Fellowship of the Ring, through Moria, from west to east. And there are only 2 quest stages to this quest. So for the setup, the first player attaches Cave Torch to a hero of his choice. Cave Torch, as we saw in the Dwaro-Delph, or the Khazad-dûm expansion, is a card which helps you to clear progress off of dark locations. In my opinion, this card exists because dwarves are a little light on willpower, and the developers wanted to enable players to play dwarf decks during this cycle, as dwarves are the primary synergy, one of the primary themes of the card design in this cycle. So this card helps with one of their weaknesses, which is willpower. When revealed, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until you discard X locations, where X is 1 less than the number of players in the game, but it can't be less than 1. So in a solo game, you discard until you find 1 location, then you add it to staging, and shuffle the other discarded cards back into the encounter deck. Each location gets +1 willpower. If the player's quest unsuccessfully, trigger all lost effects in play. So the lost effects are the gimmick for this quest. They do a variety of things. For example, we'll find one to look at. Lost. Exhaust all characters. So that trait, or that text, you do nothing with unless a card instructs you to trigger the lost effects, and then you do it. So if you should quest unsuccessfully with Silent Caverns in the staging area or as the active location, you would have to exhaust all characters, which makes willpower very important in this quest, as it often is, because you need to focus on not questing unsuccessfully. Sometimes in some quests, you actually want to quest unsuccessfully or close to it, because you don't want to make progress, because you don't want to advance yet while you're getting set up. This is not one of those quests. In this quest, you want to hit the ground running and plan on questing successfully every round. And if you struggle with this quest, it's likely because one possible reason is that you don't have the willpower to quest successfully every round, and the solution would be adding more willpower. Either more early game allies or higher willpower heroes. You don't start with anything except for 1 location in the staging area, which means probably 2 threat maximum, though you can get a 4 threat one. Or is the 5 threat one in this one? No, apparently not. So 4-threat, you can get a 4-threat one. That's unlucky if you get that one. Oh, there is the 5-threat one, Sigil Mineshaft. It'd be pretty unlucky to start the game with that. Could force an unsuccessful quest early, though. If you got that one, you wouldn't immediately have a lost effect on the table. You don't start with any lost effects in the staging area. In any case, we want to quest successfully every round. Make 13 progress. In Phase 2, continuing eastward, when revealed, the first player makes a locate test. If this test is failed, reveal cards from the encounter deck equal to the number of players in the game and add them to the staging area. Then trigger all lost effects in play. So a locate test is a pretty unique mechanic that I don't think has been seen again since this deck. To make a locate test, you discard a card from your hand to discard the top card of the encounter deck. And what you're looking for is, in the bottom right of this card, you can see that it says the word pass. That's what you're looking for your locate test. You discard one card from your hand, and then you discard one card from the encounter deck, and if it says pass, then you've passed the locate test. If it does not say pass, for example, if this card came out and you did not pass, you may then discard another card from your hand and try again, until you either pass or you don't wish to discard any more cards, or you run out of cards to discard. Should you run out of cards to discard, or you don't wish to discard anymore and continue trying, then you will fail the locate test. If you should find a pass card, then you will pass the locate test. Now in this case, if you fail the locate test, you reveal cards from the encounter deck equal to the number of players in the game. If you're playing solo, should you fail this locate test, you will reveal one card and then trigger all lost effects in play. Now, in my playthroughs of this quest, for this particular locate test, my strategy for it is simply to clear the staging area in Phase 1, so that I don't have any lost effects in play. Then I move on to Phase 2, and if I have any duplicate cards in my hand, I might discard them. But if I don't worry about it. I just fail the test, reveal one card. Typically, there aren't going to be any lost effects if you've cleared the staging area already. You might get lucky and reveal a card with. You might get unlucky and reveal a card with a lost effect and then have to trigger it. But generally, if you've cleared the staging area and you reveal a card with a lost test, like let's say I had a clear staging area and I quest to pass the quest, or let's say I drew this card for my encounter card. When I quest, I pass Phase 1, I move into Phase 2, I decline to discard any cards for the locate test, and then I reveal a new location and trigger the lost effect, exhaust all characters. That wouldn't be too big a deal. I've already quested for the round. I just move on to the next round after moving to one of these locations. The only way you can get burned by this, just ignoring the locate test, is if you get like an enemy coming in from the previous round, and then you move on to this phase, and if you decided then to simply reveal a card failing the locate test, and then you drew this one, you could end up having no one to defend the attack. However, you will know what's in your staging area already before you decide whether to reveal another card or to try the locate test. So you have some agency over the outcome. But in my playthroughs, I would typically just ignore this. I don't want to discard any cards, because how many cards would you have to discard on average to pass a locate test? We have pass, pass, fail, pass, fail, pass, fail, 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 pass, fail, fail, fail. Eyeballing it, it looked like maybe a 40% chance to pass to me. Typically in my playthroughs, I didn't have two cards in my hand that I wanted to discard. I'd rather just reveal an additional encounter card and hope for the best. I've only played this quest 2 or 3 times, I think, but in each playthrough that was my strategy. Just ignore it, and I don't think I ever failed this one. It's not every quest in this card game is very difficult and can knock you down. But relatively speaking, this is on the easier side relative to some of the other quests. So in my playthroughs, I just ignored the locate test. And I'm not sure how many other locate tests there are from encounter cards. I don't remember encountering any. Are there not any others? And the only locate test in the entire cycle of the game is on that card? What a strange mechanic. Yeah, I don't see any others. Oh well, guess it doesn't matter that much. In any case, once you've dealt with the locate test, however you choose to deal with it, you, again, have the text, if you quest unsuccessfully, trigger all lost effects in play. But all you need to do is make 17 progress on this quest. So once again, high willpower is emphasized. And you cruise through and you win. It's a quest with not a lot going on. It's a quest that thematically you're on a long journey through Moria, with the potential for getting lost. But as I said, it's relatively speaking on the easier side as far as quests go, and the only real tip I can offer if you're having difficulty with this one is try to clear the staging area before going into phase 2. That's almost always a good idea in quests. Clear staging area before moving on to the next phase if you can. If you're not being pressured to move on by the nature of the card. And if you're having trouble, include more willpower in your deck. A card like Faramir can help out a lot. Or higher willpower heroes such as Eowyn. Higher willpower, clear the staging area before leaving phase 1 and you should be just fine. With not a lot going on in this one. So, thanks for watching.